How's it going, everyone? Liban Ali here. Welcome back to the channel. So we're doing a reaction to Kombat Kast 3, Queen's Court. Literally just finished. Forgot to do the intro earlier. But what I'm literally going to do is just cut from here. We go straight to the Kombat Kast. Be checking out Sindel, Shao and Rain right about now.
I think we should talk about Sindel real quickly.
I think we should start with the Queen.
So, before we get into the gameplay, let's discuss who would play Sindel. What's her game plan? How does she work?
Well, Sindel from the very beginning, all the way back in MK3, and then you saw in 9 and the last game, has been kind of a space control, zoning character, but then these little dashes of swag with her flight cancels and some of her more interesting moves and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of kind of, basic keep out stuff, but then there's when you get in, when you get your game going, she has some really cool combos and setups and stuff like that. So she appeals to someone like me, who's more straightforward, but then like kind of the technical people really like her too. She also is just, she's the queen, she's cool.
And she does have some mechanics we'll show near the end of the breakdown that are kind of different. Something we've not done before. It's super exciting.
She has some exciting new stuff we'll show at the end of this breakdown that literally wouldn't have been possible before the cameo system.
Oh, damn.
Queen.
All right, so let's start with some of the basics. Two cool things about her in this game is she has these cool VFX, like this purple energy, and then the use of her hair.
Regal purple.
Absolutely.
That's so dope.
She has a really good range, as you'd imagine.
She
With
literally whips her hair back and forth.
And there's a couple normals I really wanted to talk about. First is Forward 4, which kind of takes out of a page of the last game, and it's like kind of her main mid-range tool you want to get in, used to get
Her cross-up kick was nuts there. It was a mid-air split.
And it's pretty quick, but it has a really neat new follow-up. She jumps into the air. It's a low combo starter, and she can actually control how far she goes. She can do this close version.
Boom. So,
And actually land right in front of them. Far version.
Oh.
Or she can just do it by itself, go in for a throw.
She can mix you up like that.
That's a wrap.
Thank you. Go for this cool low. Or one of her block strings. Another normals is back 2, which leads into an overhead, and she can combo into it, or you can do back 2 by itself and actually be airborne. Let's go over the special moves. We'll start with the classic, the Scream, the iconic, quintessential Sindel move. It's still one of her best combo starters. It stuns. They can't hear anything for a while. She's going to get a free hit. You can kind of do it at mid-range if you think you caught them sleeping, not blocking. Like I said, it's great to hit confirm. It's
With
just,
punish.
Exactly.
I just throw it out all the time.
All the time. Then let's go over fireballs, which are always one of the most important kind of key things about her offense. She has high hair
That
ball,
was fast.
low hair ball.
Which is in the moves list.
Yes, that's canonical. Hairball. And then air hairball. New to this game is it's a straight, very quick fireball. It is not the downward arc it has previously done.
That is
You can do it really low to
fast.
the ground and it's quick, and I think it's pretty effective. Look at that, I still got it. Her EX versions have some interesting properties.
Holy shit.
So, straight one, the straight one will actually eat up fireballs. So if you use a barometer or zoning war, you'll actually beat out their projectile. And the low ones are really neat. So she adds that little hair whip at the beginning, and up close, actually a hit that will pop them up.
It's a combo.
Things in the corner.
It can use it in a
cool
combo.
Like, get a combo. Oh my gosh. There we go. Maybe I don't still have it.
Holy moly.
Thank you. So it's neat. It turns this pure zoning tool up close into an actual offensive tool.
So 2 different ways you can use it.
Exactly.
Both equally cool.
You can also use that with your mix-ups, which gets to the next tool, her cartwheel, the overhead, straight from MK9. If you EX it, it has armor. It's really good up close. It's great as a wake-up attack. You can use it after moves like this. You can mix it up with
The way Liu
love,
Kang just slides across the
sweet,
floor on his face
and a
is
really
hilarious.
fun down Look at that.
So, like for me, when I play against you,
That's
you really
far.
have to be paying attention because one of the moves is a mid, the other is overhead.
Exactly.
They look different, but you have to.
Yes.
You can't be on autopilot.
Right. And then lastly, she has the classic levitate. If she can float in the air, she can drop straight down. So like for example, you're trying to zone, you can use standing low fireballs to go under your hairball. Not very effective to low fireball when you're literally not touching the ground.
Right.
She can also cancel it, and she can do fun cancels. Like for example, she can do the back two,
Oh shit.
airborne, go into flight, and if you EX it, it's actually significantly faster.
Oh
And
my
she has some
gosh.
true block strings, which
That was
you won't be
cool.
able to interrupt.
Got it.
Now let's talk about how this can play into her cameo. I have chosen, oops, set it to all. I have chosen Serena, who we got a little taste of in the last trailer, but now we're actually going to show her moves. So her first attack is the blade. It's a very quick projectile. You can see the cooldown is pretty quick. Then she also has Kia's blades. She goes full demon, throws multiple, they come back, and this actually leads into combos, so you can do fun stuff. You can turn that into a full combo.
That did look fun.
It is fun.
And she can really get up in the air.
Yes.
In a lot of
That's
ways.
sick.
In a
I
lot
mean,
of
yeah.
ways. She
That
also
was sick.
has her demon up kick, which is a great wake-up attack. It's invincible. It's really quick. You can also use it as an anti-air. And then lastly, she has a fourth move. Every cameo has at least three, and some might have more. So she's one of those. Jakata's Curse. She puts this rune on the ground, and while the opponent is standing in it, let's set it to default. Liu
Your
Kang's
meter
meter's
goes.
being drained. Pretty
Oh
quick. Yeah.
shit.
Now, this is an ambush move, which means you can do it while Sindel's doing other actions. So, for example, while you have a combo going, you can summon her.
Oh, there's a lot of setups there.
Yeah, so you can imagine you can use that in the corner, in the middle of your
That would be
combo,
best
have
in
her
the
coming
corner.
out,
You wouldn't have to
drain
like
your meter,
switch
stuff like
sides
that.
or anything
She can
like
even
that.
do nasty stuff like drain your meter so you can't break a combo in the middle of your combo.
She's not gonna like breakers very much.
She does not, which is let's maybe get into that a little bit more. So let's go back to what we said earlier. Sindel has a couple of moves using the cameo system. So, you know, Sindel in the lore, she's the queen. She has this commanding presence. She has, you know, what the kids would say is Riz.
Oh, they would say that.
Riz.
Thank you. And, you know, she can use that to actually command her cameo and maybe more. So let's start with this buff move. Once you activate it, while it's active, cooldown, it will be significantly faster for your cameo. So you can see normally, this move's already pretty quick.
That's so
Once
jokes.
she has this active, it's even quicker. And Serena, she
You
can
can, like,
recover
spam it.
so fast her cooldown. She can basically do that like almost indefinitely. So you can turn what normally would be kind of a limited use move into something that you can just use almost like any other special move.
Someone's gonna
Well, some of
find
the other ones, like
the perfect
Kia's
cameo
Blaze have a
to make use of
pretty
that,
long
and it's gonna
cooldown.
spam the hell out of
Significantly
stuff.
faster when she has that active.
Now she's giving herself up there.
Correct.
There is some there. Yeah.
Correct. But once she gets going, her cameo use is substantially better. There's also an EX version with a really interesting twist. When she EX it, she's now commanding the opponent's cameo, and if the opponent tries to break,
What the hell?
they will be stunned, and you get a reset instead.
Oh my
Let's
goodness.
show that again. I have the move
What are
active.
these moves?
Opponent goes for a breaker. You can see Sonya actually is like, gets the little head and, you know, oh my god, I'm confused. And your breaker is not just disabled. Once you get that stun, they will be popped up and Sindel gets a full reset.
Got it.
No breakers allowed.
Couple ways to avoid them. Seems like
Yes.
for her.
There's also another really interesting move I'd like to show. So for this one, Sindel can take control of an opponent's cameo and stun them. So for example, I will call it out, and Sonya is actually dizzy. If Sindel is in the middle of doing this move, where she points, while the cameo's out, so you have to do it on a read. The cameo is
stuck
for this entire length of time and cannot be summoned.
Okay.
There's also an EX version.
That's jokes.
With this version, Sonya will leave the screen and I gain control of her. And I actually get a free use of either
your
of the cameos
cameo.
of my choosing. So for example,
Oh my god.
I now have Square Wave.
That's hilarious.
And that use of
You can
cameo,
pick any of them.
That's
correct.
so
Any
the one
of
they were
them
doing.
moves. Right. I have control
That's
over
so
it
sick.
for a pretty good amount of time, and it does not cost any kind of cooldown or anything. So you could actually do stuff like I could summon Sonya to start leg grab to go into a combo, and then go into Serena's demon,
Potentially.
anti-air move.
It's like
to
having
end the
two
combo
cameos.
if I wanted. You could even use 3 cameo moves in one combo if you wanted to.
People are gonna have some fun in training mode on this one.
Yeah, it's really, really neat, and it's something that's gonna, you know, how effective and the way you use it's gonna change on what the opponent's cameo is.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Do we want to do Fatal Blow? Is that all?
I think that's the best way we can finish, right?
Let's do it. I love how the hair gets all
Oh yeah, the
crazy,
big hair is
super cool.
amazing.
Oh god, this fatal blow. Oh.
You want to move on to Rain?
I think so.
Again, as we were talking about Sindel, who does Rain? Who plays Rain? What players play them?
I think Rain's always been kind of a flashy character that appeals to people that like to hit buttons.
Yeah.
Rain's, though, quite a bit different in this game. Rain has traditionally been a ninja. In this game, in Liu Kang's new era, he's been completely reimagined as a mage. He's the high mage in Sindel's Kourt, and his moveset has substantially changed. There will be little hints and fun nods to the previous versions of Rain, like you'd expect,
Right.
but he's going to be one of the more radically altered characters, and I think it's an interesting new take. So,
And like we've done in the new era, like all the characters will have, they're still somewhat who you know. There's still stuff that's
Right.
going to bring you back
Right.
to them that you loved using when we were younger.
yes.
But they've definitely changed.
Yeah, he
So,
probably has like mostly new moves to go with his new role, like his new power set. It's pretty neat, so let's check it out.
let's do it.
So you'll notice right off the bat, he has a new weapon, which is his wizard staff.
It's a whole new look. I like
He
the fit.
uses it in most of his normal attacks. And he is definitely now much less of a physical fighter than he ever has been before. He is a very powerful mage, and he uses it in most of his attacks. A couple normals I really wanted to talk about. Like you can see even his sweep. Instead of using his foot, he
Just
literally
uses the
his
water.
staff. This is
I
definitely
love the
coolest
kick up,
It's,
the
it's
kick up.
so good.
And you'll notice the water leaves the top, gets in there, and then comes back to the top.
Right. I absolutely love it. So let's start off with a couple normals I really wanted to show. His forward 2, forward 2, 1, 3 is just like really good range mid, pretty quick. He's also got forward 3, which is an overhead, into a double overhead, and he gets a pop-up. That'll be one of his most important, I think.
My goodness. Boom, boom, boom.
And one other normal I really wanted to show was
It's
his
like a
standing
spinny.
which even
What the
though
hell?
he's no longer a ninja, he still has tremendous leg strength.
Right.
So strong that he can actually kick you across the world. Now this is an interesting one because if you hold it, he gets a combo. And he can also cancel out of the hold to fake you out.
Wow.
Okay.
There you go. See,
That's dope.
I'm good. And let's check out his throw, which is a nice nod to the classic water bubble. He goes in with you, and then you burst out. So you can see his normal attacks are very fresh and different. And I think the water effects are awesome. So you want to go into his special moves?
I think so.
So he has some really interesting zoning tools. I mean, some might even call him a premier zoner. And let's start with his straight projectile, which takes up a ton of real estate, is fairly quick, and has some interesting ways that you can change it. If you EX it, he gets a full knockdown. He can actually hold it down and get a stagger,
Oh.
and you can actually cancel out of this hold down. So you can mix up doing the move,
Timing, yeah.
I wonder if there's a cameo that can
timings.
like bind you.
EX,
Then you could definitely hold that
canceling out
down
of
and
it,
chuck it
keep
out.
the opponent guessing. When you have a projectile like that takes up a ton of space, what's the one thing you know the opponent's going to try to do to beat it?
Jump?
Jump, and that's not going to be super effective because he has an anti-air version. And this has a very neat EX that actually allows him to pop up for combos.
Okay.
So I think it's pretty cool. Again, it makes a full screen projectile become kind of an offensive tool up close. Now, one thing would be, well, what happens if they're using projectiles against him? And he has a water bubble where he surrounds himself in water, and any projectile is going to be negated. It'll actually just be destroyed when it hits the water bubble. And this is something that he can set up, go behind,
Okay.
go in the middle of.
Works as a shield.
Exactly. But if you EX it, it surrounds him and travels with him.
Ah, for a short while. Okay.
Kind of walk him down.
Exactly. So then you can go in, do his lows, do his overhead, all that good stuff when he has the water shield on.
Gotcha.
Now, there's other ways you can get in. He could set these water portals, and he can set them anywhere he wants. And then he can actually warp through them. So you can
Yeah,
do cool
I think
stuff.
I remember seeing something like that in the
Set one
trailer.
here,
That was
go
kind of
in.
cool.
When you want to get out, warp back to where you were. Or, when you're in, you can set one, do some fun zoning, and then use this to get back in.
Okay.
And then you can go straight into combos, fun stuff like that. Now, once you've established that you're willing to teleport or throw out some of these fireballs, and the opponent's scared to move, you can start using the whirlpool. And he has close, medium, and far. These will go on the ground, and if the opponent walks into it, they get popped up for combos.
I love how he just grabs the top of his staff and
Yes,
throws it down.
it
It's
is
really cool.
so cool looking. Another move he has is his Geyser. This is a pretty good advancing special. He gets 2 in 1 into, and if you EX it, it has armor. So it's a good wake-up attack, a good way to beat pressure, and I think it'll be one of his best combo enders. And then lastly, one more awesome full range move that kind of shows the full extent of his power.
Is that just like a giant raindrop?
And this is a move that he can actually hold or cancel and just drop down. So you can do stuff like you're doing your water ball, and what's called it a fireball, and it's literally the opposite of that. Go into this,
Boom.
fake out the opponent, immediately drop down. You can set up, you can do all kind of stuff. Set up portals, be doing that
That's-
Thunder God move.
that's cool.
Cancel it, go through the portal, just all kind of options full screen. I think he's going to be a really interesting character to kind of freeze them up full screen to get in and start doing his mix-ups. And speaking of the mix-ups, let's kind of show how he can use his cameo and go with that. I assigned him Striker because I think a cop teaming with a wizard is the exact kind of thing you'd see in Mortal Kombat,
sure.
right? So the first thing I'll show with Striker is he has his grenade toss. Straight out of MK3, comes in, throws the double grenades. They can either go low or high. And you can imagine, these are ambush moves, which means they can come out while Rain is doing his attacks. So you can do stuff like you're doing your straight water beam while he's doing his grenades. They can also aid you in combos. So you can do stuff like...
Got it.
Striker also has a set of baton moves. He's got Cat Bop, where he comes in and does an overhead, and the classic baton sweep from MK3. So these are lows and overheads. So,
Got
great
access
example.
to both of them.
Yes.
Nice.
So, one thing you could do, you got your overhead, your opponents stand blocking all the time because they don't want to get popped up. What am I supposed to do? Sweep them. But you can also do this in a string. So in overhead, you can do overhead, low. Then they get used to the timing. They're like, oh, I'm one of these like Ninja Killer or Sonic people with good reflexes. I can fuzzy that. Then you start doing stuff like Cop Bop. Mix it up. So just from this 50-50, he can use Striker to have more 50-50s.
That's how you beat Sonic Fox.
That's the key. That's
Got it.
all you have to do.
Got
And
it.
like a famous football player once said, it's
I don't think-
more than a 50-50.
Got it.
Lastly,
I don't think it's that
Striker
simple,
has
but
one more move, which I think is probably my favorite.
My favorite thing is he used a sports reference.
Well, sort of.
Half and half.
Striker comes from behind and handcuffs you. And this gives you a reset. So you get a bunch of advantage.
he literally handcuffs you.
Okay.
What is this
So
guy,
you get
man?
into your combos with a handcuff move, then go in and continue your offense. So like you could start a combo with your overhead, go into the handcuffs, and then make them guess low.
Got it.
It's super
That's
fun.
really cool.
Yeah. So I think that's Rain and Striker.
That guy literally
Go into his
handcuffs
fatal
you.
blow.
Let's take a look.
And I'll
That's
just
so
say
funny,
Striker
man.
is my favorite fatal blow.
Okay.
I haven't seen that. Jeez.
We're going to talk about General Shao now, a character that I'm very excited about as a lover of big, bruising characters.
Yep.
He's still big and bruising. He's just a general now.
He's just a general. He is not the Emperor.
Right.
He's got a new weapon, new moveset.
A bit of a stance character, but I wouldn't say in the same vein as like a Kenshi.
Right.
But definitely when he has axe in his hand, axe out of his hand. When it's out of his hand, be careful when you're near the axe. That's all I'm going to say. Let's take a look at how he works. So, big thing, just to show, this is kind of the thesis statement, just swings for the fences.
He's a
right?
powerhouse.
This is back two. It has advantage. So if you're blocking,
Man's got an
don't want to push
axe.
the buttons probably. Push
Yeah,
the
I was
buttons
just
there.
jabbing.
Don't do that because you're going to get hit.
Right.
Great move there. This is a really quick, kind of almost get a little distance to it too. Like I can get you from there. Like really nice, kind of can lead in some combos.
Right.
Punishing move I like to use is this right here. Very fast, bounces them up. We can show some more stuff with that later, but obviously you can see there's some pathways with that move.
I also really like how his kick attacks are just either uses axe or he's just huge big boots.
Just like
Yeah,
standing
just-
big boot.
Just kicks you.
And like a lot of people, I enjoy the two-player animation strings.
Right.
So he has this overhead, doesn't combo anything, but hit the throw button afterwards.
So good.
And he also has a low one as well.
Ugh.
We'll come back to those later as well.
Right.
Now let's talk about his special moves. His special move, the one that kind of encapsulates what he is Power Strike. He will just throw the axe on the ground, and there it is. You have about 7-8 seconds just to do stuff without the axe, right? You can also call it back.
Okay, right. So it'll.
Okay.
Now, when
Okay.
it's on the ground, different strings. That's back one.
Nice.
He also, and I get the axe back after, of course, doing the command grab.
So all of his axe moves get replaced with different normal attacks.
Yes.
And some are faster, some have different reactions.
Right. And some change some of your other special moves. We'll get to that in a second.
Even his throw changes.
Yes, even his throw. So here's his throw. While we're at it, let's just show the, Motaro as well.
He
And then
just
with
straight
the
up
axe,
picks you up and just punches you.
bangs in the face with the axe.
Right.
Other specials he has. So you can huge. That was the meter burn. I got a full screen
Oh shit!
projectile. Now, if you're close, you can. Sorry about that. You can do some of this.
Pops up. Nice.
Right. He has a buff. This makes your axe powers do more damage. You can also meter EX that to get more time on it as well. Big move in his arsenal that also leads to a lot of crazy good damage is his armored launcher is his knee.
Just kind of representing.
That was very fast. What was that, like a
Kind of
knee?
makes me think of the MK3 like up shoulder, except now it's a knee.
Right, and you can throw that out a lot of places.
Oh shit!
But if you EX the knee, you get a free power slam after that. So you can do like that.
Okay.
And then it's on the ground again.
Okay.
So that's how you rotate throughout the character, right? And now it's on the ground, now it's back to me. So then you can start doing really cool stuff like this into power slam, back into that.
Nice.
And that's a pretty nice chunky combo.
And now you have the axe.
That took
back.
a lot of life.
When the axe is on the ground, other cool things can happen. Power slam. Now, I have a ground pound.
Neat.
Now, here's the interesting thing. When you are on the axe, it is an overhead low.
Okay.
Which is kind of tough to block.
Yeah.
You can also, throw this down, do this. Combo
And that's like
after.
a quick recall.
Right. Yeah, so if you have it down, you also have a move where you can just be near it, and it's very fast slash.
Okay.
So a lot of really cool stuff you can do.
And he's clearly meant to be going in and out during the
Yes.
fight, in the middle of combos, getting it back at the end of combos.
Maybe recalling it if you want to.
Right.
Lots of stuff like that. But if you are, as my opponent, near the axe, there's a lot of stuff you need to think about.
Right. So it's almost like with the axe, you have, kind of really good range, not the quickest moves. Without the axe, you're much quicker, and
Yes.
you can use it, establish the axe on the screen, and you're going to have to respect it, and that's going to kind of open up your grabs, your mix-ups, stuff like that.
And it's super cool. You can also, he also, has can pick stuff out of the air and that sort of thing. I mean, the knee into power strike is huge.
Right.
Right. Really important.
Can you anti-air with an E?
Make sure I'm not
Maybe.
missing anything. I do want to show some stuff with Motaro.
Okay.
So Motaro has a couple things you can use. Now, obviously, I'm a big guy. Projectiles might scare me.
Right.
Well, I can do this. I can pull them out, walk behind it. You don't want to be throwing projectiles at it.
That's so
That
good.
will reflect. And I'm walking it down with that.
I love that, that's a way to call back to his thick reflect skin from
Right.
MK3.
And now you're a little confused. What do you do? Boom, you're
Nice.
He also has this turret he can do. Will shoot 3 shots at you. Has a low one too, he can do that. Now here is something that I've chosen Motaro with General Shao for a reason.
Okay.
Remember this move?
Yes.
Can't do a lot out of it.
Right.
He has this teleport, right?
Okay.
Which maybe you can read a projectile, maybe not. But you can move around the battlefield quicker as
Right.
General Shao. But with this overhead, I can teleport and still
And that's a
continue a
true
combo.
combo.
It's a true combo. So now you have to worry about
Rotten.
this. And you have to worry about something like this. Like that's now in play.
Right.
So you can do the full thing too. You can do like
What a cool example of one of my favorite things about the Camu system. It
Right.
allows you to break the rules and restrictions of your roster.
And I
character.
think that's
That's
why
crazy.
I love,
It's
Shao
actually
so
a
much,
legit
is he
combo,
breaks
even
the
after
rules
the
also with
teleport.
knee into power slam.
Right.
It's a special into a special, which Johnny can do too. Of course, he breaks that rule at times with his meter, with his height meter. But yeah, there's a lot of cool, fun, sort of breaking the meta of what Shao is, just so you can do with that.
And
Really
I think
cool.
it's so neat about the cameo system. You kind of look at your playstyle, look at your character, and think, what are my weaknesses? What are the things I think I'm missing? And you can use your cameo to turn those weaknesses into strengths.
Right. And for me, it's like if I'm so far away from people, just as a zoner, just even having this just to get me out of dodge, right?
Right.
Now I'm close again.
Now
and
you're
now
close.
now you don't want to be there. Let's show the. Oh, we need to turn up to do the.
Yeah, give yourself 1%.
Let's do that real quick. Show the fatal blow.
It's a real good one.
Drops it from the sky.
Oh, he's not horsing around.
Oof. Right into the sternum.
But before we go, I think we have a fight from QA
We do.
that we would love to show you.
This
Between
would be a fun one.
It's gonna be a really cool one. So we'll show you that. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
The General and Baraka. This is no nuance needed.
No, these are our two monster brawler guys. They love to fight. They're nasty. So we've got Baraka with Striker
Leaves his blades in the ground, regrows blades. Awesome.
and Shao with Motaro. I have no idea why Striker would be working with Baraka, but you don't always have to follow the lore.
Oh. The side switch as well.
Whiffs that overhead.
Power slam.
Let's see if Shao keeps him in the corner. Nope, switches sides.
Now you can with that move choose which way you want to go.
Right. Oh, big stab, shish kebab. Back to flaming neutral.
That big jump stomp that Baraka does is very funny.
Yes. Oh, this is gonna be big.
Notice how he had his
Oh, got him.
with a pop up without the axe in his hand, without any meter.
Forgot to block the second part of that fatal blow, the low. That's tricky. Paid for it.
Neck. This is sick, man.
All right, let's see. One way to look at it is at least Baraka no longer has his fatal blow. Good jump attack.
Fishing for some throws, got him punished.
Nice, the grenades are stopping him in his tracks.
Ooh, breaker.
Break.
Big break. That was going to put the axe on the ground and lead to some damage.
Yo, Baraka's a menace.
I love that his breaker is just a big hind kick. It's so exciting to see Motaro back. You know, he's a character that makes very, very few appearances. Like, I've always wanted him back. Very exciting.
Ooh. You saw earlier he did the back two twice, but he will do it again.
Yes. Sometimes you got to do it again. The no mix-up, mix-up.
Oh.
Big overhead.
Very quick overhead when the axe is in the ground.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. There could be matchups where it's better to not use your axe as much, have axeless be the main way you fight if they're a faster character, maybe like a Kang or something. Another breaker. They take 3 bars in this game, and I think one thing a lot of people forget is your cameo has to be available.
And notice when he breaks right then, right before power strike, his axe is staying to the ground.
Oh, the overhead.
This is a close one.
So that went up
Oh,
and down.
Really good punish.
Alright.
Gets the turn out. Nice. That'll be it.
Bounced him on the
What he's gonna
floor. Fatality. Oh, Motaro's.
This looks dangerous for Baraka.
Oh. Jeez.
Well, that didn't go well for Baraka.
Melted.
That's a bummer.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us.
That was dope, man.
We love to hear what you think on Twitter, what you think
Yeah.
about the characters and whatnot. For myself and Stephanie, we will see you next time on the Kombat Kast.
That was super dope. That was super dope. Shao, Sindel, Rain, they all look amazing. Motaro, plays amazing with the cameo moves that are available as well, and that final match was amazing to watch as well. That was sick. I've always said in every Mortal Kombat reaction I've done, I've always said that the game's looking better every time I see it. There's so much detail, nuance added to the characters, so much old but new things as well to keep it fresh but feeling the same. Mortal Kombat 1, I can't wait to get it in my hands. I can't wait to play it. It's gonna be sick. All these characters obviously have been reborn in this new timeline. There's new stories to explore, and if you are interested in seeing maybe where these stories might lead them, check out this next video here showing us an early portion of the story mode.